We are here for another edition of Masters and Mentors. And today I get the opportunity to talk to Sharene ShaySWood. We are here at Harlem Haberdashery, right on Lenox Avenue between 122nd and 123rd in Harlem. And we are in her space and about to talk to her about all the amazing things that she has done with her business and with her family to grow over the years. Shay is a lifestyle entrepreneur, a business strategist, a philanthropist, a mother, and a wife. And we're going to learn about all of her magic as we talk to her today and learn a bit about what we may be able to take into our own lives and how we may be able to be inspired from all of what she's created. Shay, welcome. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Excited to be here.
You move with a lot of purpose in the way that you do things. I definitely want to get to talking about your philanthropy and the why behind what you do. But let's get back to 1992 when you and Guy, your husband, started this company. What was the impetus to you going into business together? And will you tell us just about where you started? Like for people who think, I want to start a business and how do I love fashion. How do I get started? Where did you start and how?
So honestly, I didn't know that I was starting anything spectacular. And so this, after being in business 30 years, I now see the trajectory of what I was doing, but then I didn't know anything. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a vision. I didn't understand what a brand was. I wasn't building a legacy. I wasn't doing any of those things that now, when we talk about my purpose-driven mission, I can tell you this is what I've done and this is what I'm doing. Back then, I didn't have a clue.
So you grew into that.
I grew into everything.
But you didn't let any of that stop you?
No, because literally, I was building a plane as I was flying it. And so I think for a lot of younger kids, they think that you have to know all of the answers before you try a certain path, and you do not.
So I want to just go back in and highlight a few things from your story for those of you all who are watching. So what I'm hearing you saying is that although you went to school for law, and this was something you were at Columbia University, this prestigious university, you took a step back to look at what you really wanted to do with your life and recognize that the people that you were seeing going into what the ideal path maybe that could have been for you, that wasn't really resonating with you. So you opened yourself to a bit more possibility of, I don't have to follow this exact path. I can get a little creative with it. And I'm also hearing that you put your skills to use. So while Guy is out there doing the creative part, so many entrepreneurs would love to have someone who's able to do the administrative, the organizational part, because that's usually where people who are good at their craft or good at their trade are good at that, but they don't have somebody that's holding it down on the back end. You guys collaborated with you and another partner at the time, and you went into an industry and identified a white space. You looked for where there was an opportunity to kind of get in. And you went in and blew it up. That's what I heard you say, I think, in
I absolutely love that.
Right?
Not that
I love it too.
I didn't plan any of that, but that is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So for me, I think growing up, I remember someone telling me, do everything. And do everything to me meant don't limit yourself to one path, because where you end up is not where you start. And so for me, it was really finding about where I fit in, because all kids and teens and young people, like, they don't know how to start. The hardest thing is, how do I start? Where do I go? Who's going to help me? And you don't know this. And so you literally have to make a plan for yourself, a roadmap for yourself. And it literally, I realized that my roadmap doesn't have to have one trail. I can explore different trails to see where it goes. I honestly thought helping at 5001 Flavors ultimately is what we named it, that would just be something that I did. But my school was the major focus that I was, going to concentrate on. I didn't know that 30 years later, because we just celebrated our 30th year in business, that I'm still here. And now this path has branched off to different, new opportunities. And so you have to be open. You can't be stagnant.
I love that you say that, because I cringe when people say, just do one thing and do it well. It's like, when you're young and you're trying to figure it out, doing many things helps you figure out what that one thing is that you do well.
Yes.
And then even if you do that one thing more than you do the other things, I'm in full agreement with you. Learning how to do the other things that can support you, the photography. When you are bootstrapped as a business owner, you don't always have money to pay people to do
Yes.
these little things. So Canva, AI, now we didn't have AI then, of course, but like all of these
Yes.
things that help you learn how to do the things to keep your business afloat are important because, like you mentioned, getting started is the hardest part.
Yes.
So Shay, you have been so generous with us in our time together. I feel like you've shared with us not just about the success of your business, but about the mindset that it's taken to get to this point. You have a mindset of make it happen,
Yes.
a mindset of flexibility. You're tuned in and responsive to things that are happening around you. So I hear that you're slowing down to assess and reflect on what's made you successful, what you need more of and less of. You are collaborative also in that you're bringing your family members in. I know how much patience that must take.
Yes.
You're teaching because you're not just bringing them in, but then you have to educate and empower them to be able to be strong within the organization. And you have an attitude of giving back. So it's not just the giving, but it's the receiving and that cycle and the value that that brings to your life and to others around you. So one, I just want to celebrate you and all of what you've done in your family, in your community, and all of what you continue to do. I think it's just absolutely amazing. So check her out. Make sure you follow her on Instagram and just keep building. I just can't wait to see what you and your family do. We'll make sure that we put everything in the show notes so that they know how to find all the brands.
Excellent.
And thanks for having
What
us.
an honor.
Yeah.